Welcome back. My name is Matt. This is Hidden Light. And it's April already, which means it's time for another photo challenge video. It's a video where we talk about the images that you shot during this last month of a photo challenge, and then also the images that I shot. Usually I try and like cheat this in my benefit, where it's like, oh yeah, I've already been shooting this stuff anyway, so we'll just slide that in there and then I can have stuff to shoot and talk about. And this month is no different. So this month's challenge was off center. That was your prompt, as in do not put your subject dead center in the frame, because that's where your meter is and that's where your default focus point is, but do literally anything that isn't that. So here we are in a brand new month, and we'll start with my images this time, just because it's my channel and I do what I want. So jump onto the old screen here and you can see my off-center challenge. You can see that I've also here been continuing to include the sprockets in my images, at least for now. I don't know that I would actually display this, like print this with the sprockets, but I don't know, it feels good. It makes it more interesting because the photographs themselves are okay, but I like the sprocket stuff. So here we are, off center, the view. That's what I would title this image. Very much off center, lots of elements in here to give you like a frame within a frame, and then you have the sprocket, like frame lines doing a frame within a frame. The other cool thing about this whole sprocket shtick is that it shows you when I am and am not cropping in post. So if you see the full sprocket rockets, it means this is what I shot. It's essentially straight out of camera. Sometimes I'm doing a little dodge burn in post, but mostly I don't. So here's another image. We've got this slightly older shot here from one of the endless, forever snowstorms. And this series of images that I shot of Kristen running the snowblower in the pounding snow was what sort of got me onto this off-center thing to begin with. And so this was, I think, early March or late February, I'm sure. And but that was like, okay, cool, like show what's going on, show the context. That's what got me going on this. I love how frickin' gnarly this snow is, just like totally nuts. So yeah, cool, fun, interesting. We move on. You've seen this one already. And off center again. It's just, I don't know. It's interesting. Like there is an element here that is dead center, and it breaks the frame into two separate frames, which I think makes it more interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of distraction going there, but shit, that's life. Off center, a little bit of lovely morning light there on the old stove top, the old pepper mill there. You know, like not groundbreaking fine art by any stretch of the imagination, but just trying to train myself, you know, keep stuff out of the middle. And or like when there is something in the middle, you know, like intentionally cutting off some of this stuff to keep your eye like cruising around the frame and seeing what else is going on. That's always interesting. So much HP5 in my life. Someone on the Discord did essentially this same thing, where you've got like the plant over in one area and its little planter pot home thing off in the other. I'm not a plantist, okay? Off on this side, the other side of the frame. I think that's kind of fun. I'm not really like a still life guy. I don't really photograph plants, but I like this as an exercise to just play that game. And this plant is definitely doing the like off center thing all on its own. Motorcycle, this was on the Pentax. Oh, that Boca-licious Boca-ness though. Damn. Showing like the lifestyle, the contrast between the leather and the chrome. Little off center lets me get the edge of the bars out here. What a serious hunk of glass. God, I almost can't bring myself to get rid of it. That being said, if you need a Pentax 672 kit, I got one to sell you. This is one of my favorite ones from that weekend. I probably should have either included more of the motorcycles on either side or omitted them entirely, But this lady taking a swig from her beer, sitting on the old steps here, was like a moment. And so I just like focus, snap. And I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to composition, I'll be honest. Like the bike is very nearly in the center of the frame, but it's balanced by her over here doing her thing. God bless her. You know, like this woman is basically the vibe of that show in Bisbee. Cigarette, bear, sitting on the steps next to a bike that probably isn't hers. Yeah, it was kind of cute. This one, I don't think this counts as off-center. Like I want it to, but it doesn't. This one definitely counts as off-center. Delta 100, reasonable film stock, not my most favorite. It's almost too clean for me. But there's a shoe. I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason for this shoe. Who knows? Again, I don't know if this really counts as off-center because like the main thing of the image is in the center, but there's also all this other stuff going on. So like, what I really needed was like a person standing like over here to give me some scale, but we don't have any of that. Oh well. Yeah, I got the motel, I got the leading lines. We're kind of pushing you through the frame here. Cool place, and you know, we got the neon and all these beautiful incandescent lights on Cinestill 400. Like there is reasonable bloom in those lights. Like if we just zoom in on this, like you've got a good amount of that halation, that big beautiful Cinestill bloom, but it's also not like super fucked up and taking over the entire image like it can do if you just photograph a light source and nothing else. I like this. This was actually a really enjoyable moment for me as a person, just hanging out with these homies, having happy hour. Guys, did you know that I like motorcycles? Just putting that out there. Kentmere 100, a bunch of homies working on bikes. I mean, you tell me if you think this is centered or not. Like, I don't know if he's the subject, in which case it's definitely in the center, or if there's enough going on out here. Even when I'm trying to like think about off-center, I end up just slamming shit right in the middle. That one's definitely off-center. Nice leading line on the exhaust. You got your fucking oil pressure gauge sitting down there on the engine. These freaking bikes are so filthy. It's so much fun. You know, like a little bit of direction, showing the slanty streets of the Bisbee-ness in Bisbee. I have another like 13 plus rolls that are actually going to be developed today from March. So we won't get to do my March in review until like a week from now. So, but we will eventually get to do that, and you'll get to see all of the damn motorcycle pictures I took in March. I photographed very little else, and we'll talk about that in another video. But like, I've chosen this subject, and now I'm like on it, and it's keeping me interested and inspired. So yeah, more on a different video. So, time for your images. We'll switch over to the old Discord server, which if you haven't joined is frickin' cool. Not to mention free. And we're gonna scroll up here until we find. You guys are so fucking good at this. It's unreal. That's all backlit. We'll start here. Off Center by Lubiani. Sounds Italian. Hasselblad 500C with HP5 because like a boss. Beautifully done. Off center. Nice window light. I might like dodge her just a little so that you can get her face to get a little brighter so that it can compete with all of this. Because as somebody who is looking at the picture, I'm immediately attracted to the brightest area in the image, and then she ends up being kind of an afterthought, which is not very nice. I'm sure she doesn't appreciate that. So just brighten up her face a little. Not that anybody asked me. Steve B. Crazy Straw Hasselblad H1 with a 120 millimeter macro lens. F4 Tri-X. And the Hasselblad H system, thank you for telling me, Steve, is 645. That's crazy talk. Hasselblad 645. That's cool. It definitely leads you right in, doesn't it? Just Like you start here where you belong and then whoosh. You could even brighten up some of this just a skosh to force the viewer to start here rather than starting down here. That's pretty sweet. Triax is such a cool film stock. Like, I wish it was as inexpensive as the Ilford stuff, but it's really not. I was a Triax fucking ride or die for years, and now that I can't afford it, I'm an HP5 and Kentmere guy. Brandon, off center, Kiev 60 on Arista. Again, great budget film stock. Playing some Baki ball. I know that's not how you say it, but that's how I'm going to say it. Just to fuck with you people. You know, it's actually weird for me to see a square frame now and not see the Hasselblad notches. Cool, man. Good way to spend some time in the out of doors. Here we go. Face on. Oh, the ball's in midair. I'm like, what is going on here? But yes, we've got the look, but she's looking like where she's chucking it, and the ball is up here doing its own thing. That's cool. I like that shot, actually. It's like some alien vibes to like this perfect sphere like floating in the air. Neat. AO, Kodachrome 64 from the archives. Neat. Neat. You got the big, beautiful, bulbous ball. And then I see exactly what you're doing here, dude. Like, this would be bitchin' in black and white also. I know you're a color guy, but cool. I learned the other day that the human eye is like highly sensitive to blues and greens because they indicate like water and life, and that in this faded Kodachrome and also like every Fujifilm stock ever is like a whole thing. Like there's a separate layer for blue greens. Interesting. I'd love to see this in black and white too. I know you're a color guy, but still. AO again from additional Kodachrome 64. Those are big matches. Holy shit. Kind of neat. Be cool if they were like over here. So you had like this giant leading line and then your matches over there or whatever those are. Let's see. Andy Orr went through the catalog and realized he's failed at the centering issue for a lot of your 6x6. Square makes it tough, man. Like, you're in a square format, it just makes sense to put shit right in the middle. But it's good to not do that sometimes. So here is a heckin' good doggo. See what I'm talking about with those Hasselblad marks? They're just like, classy. Yep. What's he looking at? He's looking for treats. That's what he's looking for. Cute. Cute. Jay Foster from the archives. Velvia 50 Voigtlander. Little Voigtlander 105. Oh my god. Lomo. C200. It's a lot of words. Dude, this is a fucking vibe. This feels like the 90s to me. If there was like a kid in the background with a garden hose, you know, doing kid stuff with garden hoses, this would be the 90s for me in a nutshell. That's cool. Good shot. It's probably not from the 90s, but it's still cool. Photographing swimming is hard, especially on film. Nice. I'm picking up what you're laying down here. It's probably good that you got this moment and not the flip turn, but love it. Cuteness. Almost off center. I'm going to go ahead and call that centered, I'll be honest. Like, yeah, her body's down here, and so, like, sure. But, like, mostly centered. And it's not that I'm trying to call you out on it. I'm just saying, like how far off center are we going to count as off center? Like, some of my images, for sure, it's like, mostly in the middle. I go either way on that, Jay Foster. Let's see, Glenn. Hilford HP5. Yeah, like I'm picking up, you're just leaving this whole half of the frame alone, aren't you? Like, yeah, his head's up here in this third in the middle, but like, I'm picking up what you're laying down. I like the negative space. It's amazing to see a musician look happy. I don't know why that's amazing to me, but... Glenn, Akros. Oh my god, dude. Akros is so fucking good. Looks like you got some open shade going on over here. Just off center. Like, just a skosh. This guy back here doing the double glasses. Very nice. Love that. If you had brought him up here in the frame, like given us a little more of his context, omitted some of this guy, that would be cool. But nobody fucking asked me. Glenn again, Ilford HP5 plus 2 like a boss for a lot of extra contrast. Okay, that's definitely off center. You crushed it. That's it. That's the answer right there. Again, a happy musician. He looks like he's enjoying himself. I don't know why that's so weird to me. And Tri-X. That's definitely off center. I love the balance, actually. You know, you got the thing, the person doing the stuff, and then completely separately, but as an excellent balancing element, you've got all this crap going on over here. That's a great shot. Beautifully done. Portra 160. Crushed it. Skin tone looks a little green on my monitor, Portra. Why you gotta be all... Or actually, this monitor isn't calibrated, so it's probably just my fault. But yeah, that looks cool, man. It's a good portrait. Would it feel different if she was looking at the camera? Yes. But the fact that she's looking off camera, like, emphasizes the not centeredness. Love this. What a moment. What a vibe. That's a great portrait. Like, just hands down, well balanced, very bokeh-licious. Looks like you got a scratch through the middle of that frame. Happens to me all the time. That's incredible. What'd you shoot that on? I mean, okay, Fuji 400H, great. Which camera? Damn, dog. That's really good. This one tells the story quite well as well. Like, obviously, homeboy just come in from the outside with his skateboard. And, I don't know, like, probably looking for snacks. I feel like this is my childhood in a nutshell. Like, outside skateboarding, come inside, continue to wear all of your gear because you're just going to go right back outside after some snacks. Damn. Glenn. Dude, you're just crushing this. You're making the rest of us look bad. Portra 160. Come on. Like, I love the backlit vibe. I love the off-center vibe. You're, like, taking these last two challenges and smooshing them together. It's, like, anonymous, so it could be, like, any mother-daughter combo. Crushing it. Beautifully done. Eric Fritz. Saw this one day on a walk in the neighborhood. Humans are funny. Ilford Delta 400. Bronica, like a boss. God, Bronicas are sharp. Look at this. Like, all the texture and detail on all this. And I like the balance, too, between the hard iron, the steel, and this, like, lace garter-looking experience. Well done. Brandon. Kiev 60. Come on, Discord, you can do it. There we go. What are we doing? We smoking here? Out with the smoker, smoking meats. Some meat smoking. Love that bokeh-licious beauty. Nice, dude. Nice little highlights over here. What film is this? Svema Photo 130. Sounds Russian. Speaking of Russian. Vladimir Demkiv. Sorry, dude. Volodymyr. HP5. Ooh, a 6.9 and an Intrepid 4x5. Let's see about this. Beautifully executed. Is that a framed print? It almost looks like that. Maybe you just gave it that treatment in post, but it looks freaking good. Great tree. It's good that you got the separation in the sky. It really lets it do its own thing. You know what I mean? That's gorgeous. Good balance. I'm here for it. Here you go. Probably 4x5 here. Shit, yeah. That looks great. I love that you've got a little halo on this tree going on. I'm here for it. Good balance between the dark and the light. Off center, double subject. Crushing it. 4x5 also again. This one looks like you had to hurt for it a little bit. Really had to push in that sky. Still, love that. Did you put a flash on this? Damn, dog. Crazy. Oh, behind the scenes from Volodymyr. This waterfall is only there when it's raining. Sweet. Let's go hang out there. Jesus, that looks so different in color. That green is also like offensive to mine eyes. I just want to see it in black and white. Let's go back. Palette cleanser. Damn, that's moody. Nice, dude. Crushed it. Government Prairie. Fuji NSP 160. 617 back on a Graflex speed graphic. Fucking 617 is so wide. Ah! That's crazy. Looks great. Looks like fall, maybe? Based on the color of the grass? Doesn't look like a proper summer grass. Nice, dude. Here we go again. Government Prairie, same film. 4x5. That looks like that frickin' Windows background shot from the olden days. Windows 98, Windows XP. I forget what operating system that was, but that reminds me very distinctly of that. Love that. Got some flowers in your grass. Crushing it. Off center. Go away. 1917 Graflex modified to use 120. If that was like a bitchin' muscle car, I would love this so much more. The fact that it's like a giant, ridiculous truck, like, I see too many rednecks to enjoy that. Not that anybody fucking asked me. Like, you did the work, man. Sorry. Let's see. Lemon and berry. Yeah, I'd say that mostly counts. I mean, these guys are center, but they're off center. So, like, you know, yeah, sure. I dig. Here we go. JTAG. Intrepid 8x10 3 with a big old red filter. Cool. I love fucking long exposures of water are so cool because you can't see that when you're standing there. It's impossible. But if you do it for a long enough exposure with your red psycho filter and a fucking 3-stop ND, you'll get there eventually. Nice. And decidedly off-center. Lubiani Photography, Mamiya C330 with Acros. That does not look like the Acros that I know and love. That looks like it's a little crunchy and grainy, doesn't it? What are we doing? Are we boxing here? That's cool. Yep, subject out of the middle. Beautifully done. At the museum, Canon, sorry, I clicked too fast. Canon 650 on Cinestill 800. Yep, definitely off center. Huh. Nice. Kodachrome 64, some flowers. Good angle on those, you know, letting them do their thing. The green versus the red here in the background, I love it. The Film Phoenix. That's a big damn train. I don't know if I would call that one off center, really. Like, the subject is kind of here. But, like, there is also picture that goes into the places that are not the center. So, you know, this is more what I'm talking about off center. Like, that shit's off center. What film is that? Portra. Damn, you got a good blue out of that. That looks great. Decidedly off center. Excellent, Eric. Brandon. Anaheim Convention Center. 5 minutes. Let's see if we see any human peoples. Got some cars moving. I don't see any people in it, though. That's cool. Yeah, off center. I love the starbursty lights going on. That's neat. Kiev 60. Holy shit, what happened to the sky? That's crazy. That's some cursed shit going on in there. But the white suit, if that's what our subject is, like, okay, yeah, sure. I might dodge this whole line of concrete here and here to force the eye to him. Nobody asked me. Intrepid 8x10 Mark III, two-stop grad, F45 for 3 minutes? Seconds? I wasn't looking. Nice. I have a shot of the peaks that looks kind of like this, but not as good. I love that you got the moon detail in there. That's freaking sick. That's like, I'm getting a very Moonrise over Hernandez feel from this. Like centered moon, but it's up high. And then like whatever's happening down here, Hernandez. Fuji X-ray film, Graflex speed graphic. Now you're talking. Yeah, totally. Got the film rebate like a boss. Got this fucking windmill looking thing over here. I would probably crop this to omit this. So just punch in like from here to here. You know what I mean? But nobody asked me. Still. Nailed it. Intrepid. Delta. 1 minute. That's definitely a wheelbarrow in this. Was this supposed to be a pool? Because it looks like a vat. Like in a sort of sketchy way. And then you give the viewer this nice out through the fence here. That's kind of cool. I like that implied line. Like wheelbarrow ladder climbs you out into the mountains. Like that's like, I don't feel as closed in as I would if that fence was still up. That's cool. Portra 400, Nikon F4 by Eric. Come on, Discord. Here we go. Nice. I thought this was black and white at first. It is monochromatic, but it's like green and white instead of black and white. It's cool. I dig it. I like the outfit, the vibe. And again, decidedly off-center. Beautifully done. Fresno. Portra 400 Nikon F4. Whoa. Are those reflections? Must be reflections. Crazy. I don't quite know what the subject here is, but it's kind of cool. That's Alessandro. Dude, I was hoping Alessandro was coming back for this one. Sorry, I gotta like move my ass. Wow. Can we go drive on that road, ideally in like an Italian sports car? That would be really nice. You know? Just a little Ferrari or something scooting down the lane. Timeless. Like there's no... this guardrail is the closest thing to modern infrastructure you get in this image, and it's probably not that modern. I love that. Beautifully done, Alessandro. Rolleiflex 2.8, Ilford HP5. We hanging out in the cemetery? I love it. That's cool and creepy, and cemeteries are fun. Vladimir is back. Spain. Dude, come on. That's so good. And with the moon detail. You might spot out some of the shenanigans, but that looks freaking amazing. That looks like a cigarette ad from the 50s. That's what that looks like. How many more do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're going to take a brief break to hear a word from not a sponsor, and then we'll be back here momentarily because the camera's going to overheat. Okay, so this is my favorite cigarette ad from the 50s. Super into that. I love it. Brandon off-center crown graphic. 75mm with a 612 rollback. I like 612. Like 617 feels too wide to me, but 612, like the 2:1 aspect ratio, kind of 16:9-ish, like it feels good. That's cool. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down with that. I'm about it. Let's see. Shot today. Camelback in Super D with the 120 rollback, Fuji Acros 2. That feels like Fuji Acros 2 to me. Where time stands still indeed. It's interesting. You got your focal plane up here, right? Like this is what's in focus, and then also this down here. So it looks like he's got a little bit of movement in that one, but that's kind of fun. Let's see, not printed, but off center. J. Foster, 50 millimeter, shot for highlights, developed for highlights. I think one of those is probably shadows. What the shit? Did the machine like ruin this for you? What is going on with this texture, bro? That's crazy talk. I don't understand. Also this, I don't understand. What happened here? Where'd all the contrast go? Where's the blacks? Give it to me. Eating sunflower seeds will result in dismissal from the park. Wow, somebody really doesn't like sunflower seeds. Shit, dog. Gifts. Here's Brandon getting crunk. Ortho Plus and a crown graphic with a flash bulb at f45. Good lord. Even at f45, your face still isn't in focus, and that is mind-boggling to me. Unreal. Also, mezcal is delicious, so 10 points. Hot damn. Large format's a trip, dude. Mezcal old-fashioned. Ooh. Smoky, little sweet. Sounds delicious. I would eat one of those. Lars Bunch, you and me are flower homies. The same sort of general concept as I did, but better executed in every way. So, beautifully done. Got the film rebate like a boss. Got this like fucking super dead / dying plant going on. Big beautiful white background. Really separates everything out. Little bit of reflection over here, but it doesn't matter. Who cares? That's cool, man. I dig. David, 1875. Kodak Pro 400. From 2000 through a Hasselblad with a 105. Dude, Hasselblad macro is gnarly. Cool. Great color. Like, shenanigans and strangeness aside, like, that looks cool. Poppies at Horseshoe Dam. I don't know if that counts as off-center. You know? Like, we're kind of right in here. But they're pretty. And Portra actually pulling off reasonable color for you. My monitor, there's like a weird blue, magenta, purple thing going on in these shadows, but it's actually a good contrast to the yellow and green of the flowers, so works for me. Today with, taken with 1941 Graflex Super D, Portra 400, don't say suffering, it's like using a Mamiya or a Bronica. Okay, it is a little bit like a Mamiya or a Bronica. Sure. Yeah. I recently acquired 2 Graflex Super Ds. One in decent shape and one in not decent shape. I feel like they're a lot bigger, bulkier in just size than a Mamiya or a Bronica, but that they weigh less. Because they're made out of fucking cardboard. Like, it's not metal. So, okay, fine. I won't say suffering. Fine. Brandon, off-center crown graphic. Here we go. Handheld amber filter. Because it doesn't fit on your lens, I presume. Sure. All right. Did you burn this in, or is this just the light on the mountain / cinder pit over here? Like, I like the leading line we've got in the clouds to hold you in here. You got a little vignette going on. And no, that's not how you pronounce that. I don't know. It's cool. As it Landan, oh shit. The end of ice fishing season on a cold, windy day. Taken on a Pentax K1000 using Tri-X. Salted albumin print on Arche Platine. Fuck's sake, dude. This looks like it was shot in like 1850. Like, aside from the cap here, like if this was a stick and that was a very vintage or hat, or no hat at all, I would not know. There's no way to place this in time. That is cool. JTAG making us all look bad. Here we go. Let me look. T-Max 100, 617. Okay, this is a great use of 617. Holy shit. That is a really, really well executed image. You thought about this one. Look at this. You got like the whole important part of the mountain range, gorgeous clouds, the snow's not blown out and it's not shitty and gray. You crushed this. That might be my favorite so far. That's gorgeous. Not that anybody asked me. Bertrandio. Not centered, but around the center. Yeah, you kind of got like a... Come on, Discord. There it goes. Yeah, you kind of got like a swirly yin-yang thing. I see what you're talking about. You got the gold, you got the green. Nice. Like in an image like this, I can't tell what the subject is. So it's not that it's centered or not centered. It's just that, like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Brandon. Cinestill 50D, key of 60. That looks like my building. That's what our building looks like, guys. For those of you who've never been here and have never been in the outside of our building, that's what it looks like. That looks good. Lars Bunch, off center, LA, Mamiya C33 with very expired shit. I had to knock the mold off the roll before I loaded it into the camera. Yikes. Okay, that guy's fucking creepy. That's, yep, I see what you're doing there. It'd be cool if you could see like the sidewalk and a person down here, but yep, nope, I dig it. Yep, off center. God, that guy's fucking freaking me out. J Davis 1996, Rolleiflex 3.5A, Ilford HP4, FP4, God. Developed in Pyro, okay. I have not used much Pyro, but those look really clean. I like this. That's a good balance. It's a little industrial. I dig it. Bruce Springsteen needs a lot of money. I just need a little. Nice. Yep, picking up what you're laying down there. Really good tonal shifts in that Pyro too. That looks great. Jay Foster is suffering through his incredibly high contrast stuff. Gnarly. Kodak Ektar, Bronica ETRS. Bronicas are so cool. Nice. Pick it up what you're laying down. That's up in my neck of the woods. And Neber Rob. Rob. We like vinyl around here, Rob. Dude, like I'm into it. Just keep photographing your record player because I'm about it. 4x5 Burger, Pancro 400. I like Burger. Burger's cool. Speed Graphic, Ektar 105, F32, 15 seconds. Nice. Yeah. You know, like I'm here, but first I'm here. The fact that this is so bright is easily the first thing that I look at in the image. I might tone this down, just burn this whole thing down, and then dodge out some of this leading line over to the stylus so that you can get the viewer over here. Because otherwise I'm just going to like run my eyes in a circle in this box. But fuck yeah, more record players, please. ADOX, gently, cell phone scan. Skulls are cool. That looks pretty good. I can dig it. And if it's a cell phone scan, like I'll give you a pass on the fact that it's not very sharp. But you know what? It doesn't have to be sharpness, because sharpness isn't everything, man. God. Yeah, totally. That's cool. I don't know if this is in focus and this is not in focus or what's going on there, but like I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. That's pretty sweet. There you go. Film Phoenix. Fuji W692. Decidedly off center. Damn, those flowers went bright too. Those are cool. The Phoenix Super Bloom in progress as far as I can tell. Nice. I dig it. I'm here for it. Okay, so I have a question about this image, the film Phoenix, on your GW692. The North Phoenix Thieves Market. Can you please tell me what the Thieves Market is and when can I come see it? Because that sounds like some shit like out of Aladdin. I don't know, dude. Thieves Market sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Picking up what you're laying down. Brandon, Crown Graphic, Tri-X 320, pushed, F22 with a flash gun, and someone playing with fire. Because, duh, let's play with fire. Interesting how like this almost turned out, and then this is like aggressive. That is neat. Interesting. And then just the straight fire texture. That would be interesting to see blown up kind of big, like crop in on it and then make it big and see what you pull out of that detail when you make it bigger. Know what I mean? God damn, this video goes on forever. That is all of the images from the off-center photo challenge. Whew. Damn. You guys are on it. I could wait and make another video that we will then release that will talk about what the next challenge is. And because I'm desperate for also other content to make, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make you wait. We'll release it soon for the next challenge. And then you'll know what the next challenge is. But thank you to everyone who submitted. You know, we're trying to just hang out and show off our work and have an excuse to continue to shoot. That's all this is like, good job, get off your ass, go take pictures, shoot on film, have fun. All right, I think I'm done talking for now. Thank you for anyone who stuck through to the end of this video. Put a comment down below that just said last. I want to know how many people stuck through to the end. All right, see you in the next one.